Hello, I'm here with a special guest today, Robert Gignac. Robert is actually the Canadian best-selling author of Rich is a State of Mind. Most interesting about Robert is he doesn't have a biased opinion in the financial industry because he's not an advisor. He's a trainer of advisors, but not an advisor himself. So Robert, I'm curious, and probably some people watching this, what made you decide to get into the financial education business?
Well, it's great to be with you to share that message today, Jamie. And I decided a long time ago that I was interested in personal finance, but I never wanted to be an advisor. I thought that my role was perhaps better suited to help financial professionals understand what their clients are going through, but that we as the client don't know how to share with you. And I'm sure if you talk to my advisor, they would tell you that for the first 5 or 6 years of me being a client, I was a pretty crappy client, right? I thought that writing a check at the end of February every year and making an RSP contribution was financial planning.
Right.
But it's way more than that. And as I kind of evolved in being a client, what I started to do was talk to people about their own plans and what they were doing with their advisor, and finding out so many Canadians don't use a financial advisor. People would say, oh, you're so lucky. You got to do this or you got to do that. And my response would always be, what's your plan with your advisor? Oh, I don't use financial advisor. So how's that working out for you?
Right.
And that's when I really started to get passionate about this subject.
Right. What's your thoughts on now with the industry ever changing? What are your thoughts? I know we're diving right into it, but what are your thoughts on the robo-advice that's out there and people that are looking to maybe just do something online as opposed to having someone sit kneecap to kneecap with them?
I think there's a place for it. I have nothing, bad to say about them as a technology or their place in the industry. But I think there is certainly a place for one-on-one personal financial advice, because what the robos do is they do a great job at things like asset allocation and ETFs, and they keep the costs down, and that's good. And for somebody who's 23, 27, maybe even 30 years old, that's great. Because what do they need to do on an ongoing basis? They need to build the habit of saving money month after month after month after month. And technology like that is really good at that. You set up a monthly savings plan and it goes in month after month after. You don't think about it, you don't see it. The money hopefully grows while it's in there, your costs are low. But where things start to change is when you get married, when you buy a house, when you have children, when your needs as a consumer in the financial industry change, that now we're talking about wills, we're talking about insurance, we're talking about protecting your assets, we're talking about disability insurance, we're talking about critical illness.
Yep.
Are you taking care of your parents? Are you setting up RESPs? And then it becomes a lot more complicated than simply saving money month after month after month after month.
Yep. Well, you often get a question as advisors, we get asked, should I be in a TFSA or an RSP? I believe that you need a professional that understands taxes and different things, or at least some basics of it, in order to give that advice.
Absolutely. For me, the number one answer to every question as it relates to personal finance is always the same. It depends. Right? Pay down the mortgage, save for retirement. It depends. Save for the kids' education or TFSA. It depends. What type of insurance do I need to cover my situation? It depends.
Right.
And because so many of these situations rely on a "it depends" answer, I think that's where some of the technology, I don't want to say it falls down, but unless there's somebody behind the scenes, and I know with AI and artificial intelligence, it's changing. But at the end of the day, there's almost, to me, nothing better than looking across the table or at a coffee shop or your kitchen table and going, help me understand what's available to me and what all of this means.
Right. Now, Robert, you've spoke at many events. I was looking on your website and all different organizations. You even spoke at one of the Experience events as well. And one thing that we love about you is your energy. What is it that gets you so passionate about the subject that most people, their eyes glaze over when you talk about financial planning?
Well, I think for me, Jamie, one of the things is I want Canadians to have better financial outcomes. And about 20 years ago, when I was hearing you're so lucky, and I started asking those questions, what I came to the realization is that so many Canadians don't seek out financial advice. Part of it is, I think, an ethos that they don't have enough money themselves. Well, I don't have enough money for an advisor to be interested in working with me. And what I learned from my own experience in seeking out an advisor and finding one and having a long-term relationship was that advisor told me, I'm not interested in how much money you have today. I'm interested in whether or not you're willing to create a plan, follow the plan so that you can have a better future tomorrow with my help.
Right.
He said, if you're not interested in doing the work, then there's no sense hiring me as your advisor. You're only going to be frustrated by me asking you all these questions and you going, I don't know, I don't want to do that. And he said, so that's okay. He said, not everybody I talk to should be my client. And for the Canadian consumer, not every advisor they talk to should be their advisor.
Right.
There has to be a fit that goes along like this in order to make that work. There are good advisors. There are advisors who aren't as good as others, in the same vein that there are bad auto mechanics and hairdressers and accountants and lawyers. It becomes a personal fit and a sense of being comfortable with the people that are helping you create your financial future.
That's great. And we'll see you guys next week as we continue our conversation with Robert Gignac. Thank you. Hey, if you like this video or any of the other videos that I have on my channel, stay tuned. We have so many more coming, but I want to make sure that you're in the know, that you know when they're coming. So please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the notification bell.